Slash sheet exercise 3, it deals with the G, D, A, and E. Okay, I want you to look at the G chord for me. It shows second finger, second fret, A string, third finger on the third fret of the low E string, and fourth finger playing the high E string on the third fret. Okay? Makes sense, no problem there. I have a feeling that was intended to do because of the G7. We'll get into in a second, but just my point is, there's the G7, okay? Well, a G7 really just feels like a C in the formation, so it's not really that important to do it according to the diagram if you can change. If you can't and you want to do 2, 3, 4 like this, that's fine. I play just like this, okay? I play the G with my second finger on the low E string on the third fret, first finger on the second fret of the A string, and sometimes, and I say that for a reason, sometimes my third finger on the third fret of the B and fourth finger on the third fret of the high E. Now, you'll catch me sometimes slipping. What I do is I will bar the B string and the high E string with my fourth finger. Okay, same thing. And it looks like, which you'll see from another angle, it looks like my third finger is playing the B string. It's not. I'll prove it to you. It's weird. It's a habit, but it's never hurt me in the long run. So I just do it. I don't have any clue why. I think it may have been when I first started learning. My brain told me that third finger needs to go to the B string, but it never really went because my fourth finger was covering it. So it's just a habit. And you'll have a lot of habits when you're learning to strum, especially when you're playing cover songs. I mean, it doesn't matter. As long as you can hit the chord, you're doing great. Again, that G, if you don't want to do the 3, 2, 4, see, it confuses me. 3, 2, 4. You don't have to. Do it the way I'm doing it. With your first finger on the A string, second fret, second finger on the low E string, third fret, and you can either bar, which is kind of tricky for very beginner guitarists, but you can bar your fourth finger on the B and the high E string on the third fret, or you can just do the technical method is the third finger on the B string of the third fret and the fourth finger on the third fret of the high E string. Still the same chord, okay? Still the same chord. The D, I play the D differently too. And most of this is really just kind of a tutorial to give you a heads up because most of you know how to play a G and D chord. However, if you find yourself having trouble switching chords, it may be the way that you've been taught or the way you're used to or the way you've seen the chords played. That could be a lot of the problem. So it kind of goes back to the A. I have much more success with 2, 3, 4 than I do 2, 1, 3. I just don't like the feel of it. So on the D, the rule states, or the chord diagram states, it's 1, 2, and 3. Okay? That's a D. No problem there. I play a D with my first finger barred on the G, B, and high E strings on the second fret, and I take my second finger and I put it on the third fret of the B string. It's the same thing. That allows me to do a little bit more. Now, 2, 1, and 3, you can still do that, okay? You can still do that same little formation. Or, 1, 2, and 3. You can still do that same formation. See, that's a stretch. I mean, it's doable, but it's awfully painful. So, it kind of goes back to my D is kind of like that lead guitar D, which I'm not a great lead guitar player by any means. Same thing with that A I was talking about. That allows you to kind of start getting those little movements where you're just playing that A, but you're adding embellishments to it. Same thing with the D. So my point was that was kind of icky, but the 6, I'm just trying to prove to you that you can get all the way down if you really wanted to and start adding these little nice, or in some cases nice, little notes. So keep that in mind. The D is saying 1, 2, and 3. I play it just like that, and there's no difference in the sound. Okay? Again, the A, we've already gone over that, and the E I'm fine with. So on the slash sheet exercise 3, we're going to play G, D, A, E. None of the chords are the same. So we're going to actually have 4 chords here. Okay, and we'll play it. Another thing I want to mention, if you notice the A, 2, 3, and 4 is a whole lot easier to move up to the E because you still got your 2 and 3. It's just a part of examining and investigating what you can and can't do. Play the G, D, A, E again. And that's it for Slash Sheet Exercise 3.